What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So today we have two brand new heroes in two separate portals. I missed out on Pepperbleu yesterday because I was feeling it. I was pretty under the weather. And today I'm a little bit better, so I'm getting there. But you know what? If I wait too long, we're going to be, there's going to be 10 heroes deep that I miss out on. And that kind of stuff is quite important. So with that being said, interestingly, though, we have two blue heroes. So Pepperbleu is obviously blue, or bleu, however you're supposed to say it. And then this new dude from the Wilderness Summon, his name is Ascian, and he's also an ice hero. So it'll be interesting to compare directly between the two latest ice heroes and their stats and everything else that they're doing in terms of their specials. So first hero we're going to go with is Pepperbleu. I mean, to be fair, I really do like the way she looks. Like the art on this card is cool. I do feel like it's slightly different than the other heroes, though. Like if you just compare and contrast the two, she looks like more comical. These ones look a bit more like serious. Like, I mean, they are all kind of. I mean, this is beautiful. Mordwitch is just freaking gorgeous. Tell me I'm wrong. I really, really like this. The art on Mordwitch. Even Chunky Roy, he's comical, but still like kind of cool. And even the 4-star, maybe the 3-star a little bit more, but this new hero reminds me a bit more of the 3-star in terms of the art. Although having said that, I do still think she looks cool. Looks aside though, she is of course a moth. And that means she's part of the moth family. And the moth family get a family bonus. So their bonus is from a single hero upwards. At the start of each turn, they cast Moth Dust to a random enemy for 2, 3, or 4 turns. The Moth Dust reduces mana generation by 10%. If the Moth Dust is cleansed or if removed, the target then falls asleep and receives 60% increased damage while sleeping. So now, having had a chance to go up against these moth heroes, this is a really, really good effect on defense. What you don't want to be doing is cleansing the effect away, because if you do, then you fall asleep, and that means you can't gain mana. And when you do get awoken, if it's by a special skill, that skill's going to deal extra 60% damage. So unfortunately, you kind of just have to deal with the negative 10% mana generation. It's not the strongest family bonus in the world, but it is pretty good, and especially good on defense because of that reduction in mana generation and because it applies just as a passive. So to a random enemy every single turn, more and more people are having their mana reduced on your team, which is annoying. And then, yeah, so the family bonus aside, she gets a passive of dodge special skill damage. So a 10% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage, really not that great. What is great is that she benefits from the ailment immunity on the ether talent. I really like the ailment immunity ether talent. I think it's super strong. So yeah, definitely one that I would give her a big tick in the right box for. As far as stats, 1532, that's maxed out with everything without the limit breaks and emblems 1165. So again, super strong hero. Very balanced stats, actually, like 1200 attack and defense and nearly 2000 HP. So super balanced stats. And now we're on to the special. So what can you do, little Pepperbleu? Dusk Till Dawn is the special, running at average speed, so she safely dispels status effect buffs from the target. All right, so Safe Dispel bypasses secondary effects such as damage on removal from the removed status effect buffs. External effects such as passive skills and family effects can still activate. So basically, she just removes the buffs. She summons a Dusk Mothling Mega Fiend for the target, and the Fiend damages the enemy with 270% attack every turn. That's a lot. That is a high amount. I'll give her that. 270% attack every turn is, that's more than just a slash attack. That's like 3 slash attacks every single turn, which is pretty brutal. Now, the Dusk Mothling Mega Fiend absorbs healing and disappears when it's absorbed health equal to 75% of the owner's max health. And that can mean, this Fiend could have a humongous amount of health, because when it goes on, it takes 75% of the owner's max health to remove it. So that can be brutal, and a lot of healers don't heal for that much. So you are going to be taking that damage. It is going to be difficult to where you can't remove that. But then also remember we have the Mega Minion Summoners, which are a direct counter for the Mega Fiends. So if you've got a Mega Minion Summoner, you don't really have to be too worried, because if you fire off the special, you get rid of the Fiend immediately. So I think that's probably the best way to deal with little Pepperbleu so far. Otherwise, you're pretty screwed. The effect lasts. Sorry, let's check here. So when summoned, the Dusk Mega Fiend causes the target to be immune to new buffs. Okay. And the effect lasts as long as the target has the Dusk Mothling Mega Fiend. Okay. So immunity to new buffs, it's okay. I mean, it's not the hugest effect. It's not the strongest effect. It's not like, a damage over time effect, I think, would probably be stronger. The Fiend in and of itself is super strong. And the initial, let's just see, the initial thing is that she dispels the status effect buffs from the target safely. So yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of her, but I think she is still good because she gets that Mega Fiend, and the Fiend is pretty destructive. Having said that, though, I feel like Mega Minions are the best counter, and I feel like Mega Minions are quite a bit stronger because they start hitting straight away. With a lot of these characters, the Garrison Guard, they have Mega Minions right out the gate. They don't even have to wait, another, until they cast their special to be able to cast the Mega Minions. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of her. I don't think she's as good as some of the other moths that are in the portal. But that being said, if I got her, I would absolutely level her. I think these two featured Grovert because he's running at fast speed with that Mega Minion. You can see the Mega Minion he summons attacks with 260% attack every turn, or Mega Fiend, sorry. And it absorbs, let me just check here. So that one gives negative 50% mana generation for the owner. So, I mean, I feel like that's a stronger effect in and of itself. He's running at fast speed, and after he casts, he increases his own mana. So, yeah, it's kind of, you can look at the difference between the two and be like, well, this guy's, way, way better. And then Saturn Pimenta doesn't get the Mega Fiend, but she does dispel buffs from the target and the nearby priority dispel, and deals 420% damage to the three enemies that she dispels from. So again, I feel like the other heroes in here are stronger. I'm not sad at that. I'm not mad at that. I feel like SG does have something in the works in terms of balancing the heroes, which I've seen on the forum. I've commented on the forum. We will talk more about that another day. But for now, my opinion on Pepperbleu is probably an A grade hero at best. Now let's move on to our other summon, which has another weird looking faun in it. I've seen, we've got extra heroes in here as well. We've got Myrtle, who is a 4-star, which is awesome. I really do like that they're releasing 4-stars into the portal. So let's get through this as quickly as possible and get to the 4-star, the meat of this. So Ascian. Ascian looks interesting, I must say. Like, I'm not a fan of most of the fauns. I just don't really understand their art. Like, I think that they're weird looking, and I think that they're a little bit tacky in a lot of cases. But yeah, this guy's a little bit better, but still not great. So he's going to benefit again from the same ether talent as we just looked at with Pepperbleu, ailment immunity. So this will be a really good comparison. Stats wise, exactly the same. She was at 1532, he's at 1533, so really close there. Family bonus. Okay, so he is of the sorcerer class, so he actually gets, as part of his talent, the delay, where he has a chance to reduce the mana generation of the target by 50%. So that's a good defensive skill as well. Probably not as good as what we just saw with Pepperbleu with the moth talent. So that would be better. The family bonus, woodland fauns, they get a bonus for 1 or 2 heroes, 75 or 100% chance to resist mana reductions and mana status ailments. Now we're talking. Each successful resist by the family gives the character 5% mana. Really like that. And 50 and 100% more damage dealt against minions. Again, really strong. Doesn't apply to Mega Minions though, so kind of a downer there. But overall, I really think the Wooden Faun family bonus is really good at the moment. Okay, let's move on to the passive. So resistance against insanity, just an innate resistance, cannot be given insanity. Really good for the Ancient Terror War, and also for the recent event that we've had released as well. So yeah, going to be really good there. And then the resist attack reduction. This character has innate resistance against status effects, ailment stacks, and also wither. that affect attack. So that is very strong for these woodland fauns. The fact that they resist insanity, not only the insanity effects, but also the wither effects, I think that's really, really strong. And those are just before we even get into the specials. So yeah, I hate to say it, guys, but this guy's winning so far. He's definitely winning over Pepperbleu. Right. Let's have a little look at stats land. So we'll switch off the max power. Really less defense on this guy, but still pretty good. You can see his health is 2216. Attack is like 1200. Defense 1114. So really good stats. I mean, there's not a huge variation across the board. And as I've already mentioned, the element immunity is just a solid ether talent. So you can't go wrong with that. Now, special skill is called Portents of the Future or of Future. And this dude's running at fast speed. So again, he is winning. Ascian, you are winning, my boy. He deals 240% damage to all enemies. So upfront damage to all. Then he gives an enhanced defense ailment. All enemies get negative 50% defense against special skills, and the effect lasts until the enemy takes damage from a special skill once. Okay, so it's only a one-time thing. After the enhanced defense ailment ends or is removed or replaced, reduces the enemy's mana by 10%. Okay, that's pretty strong. And all allies gain 10% mana after 2 turns, or immediately if the effect's removed before the duration ends. Okay, so this guy's kind of like a delayed mana cut hero, which is also giving a team-wide negative defense against special skills. So I like it. I think it's good. I think it's solid. I think it's very strong. I think the hero in itself is very strong. I don't think it's going to be completely game-breaking or game-changing, but you can line this guy up with some pretty heavy hitters and do a lot of damage. So he gives the negative 50% defense against special skills. If I just go to my roster quickly, I just want to bring up another hero who is in the ice element who does a similar kind of thing. So let's go for this version. So you can see that the target and the nearby enemies get negative 64% defense against special skills for 4 turns. Now, this doesn't have a caveat that if they take damage, that effect disappears, which is what happens with the hero that we just looked at. He's also running at fast speed, obviously Magni, and he deals a higher amount of damage. Plus, if you have the glass version when it comes out, you can definitely increase his stats to be as relevant as the hero that we're looking at. So my question would be, for the damage and stats alone, like, is it worth, pulling for this hero? And that would be probably a no, just based on that. Even though the fact is this guy gives it to the whole team. With him, you can only follow up with one hit all effect because the negative defense against special skills only lasts until the enemy takes damage from a special skill once. Right, so I hope that all makes sense. After the enhanced defense ailment ends or is removed or replaced, that bit where it reduces the mana of the enemy by 10%, I really like that. Like a team-wide mana cut can be super useful, especially if you are using this hero on a defensive team. So I think that's going to be fun, but not like completely game breaking, like I said. And then all allies gaining mana as well. So he's gifting 10% mana to all allies after 2 turns, or immediately if the effect's removed. So basically, if you cast him, you then cast a special that deals the extra damage, it removes the effect, then they're going to get 10% mana for the team right away. So I think this guy could be super strong considering all of that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll give this guy, I will put him in the S tier. I think he's going to be really, really used a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of him in higher levels of play, and also like obviously in the top 100 alliances. But that being said, I don't think he's going to be the longest sort of running hero. I think he may be a bit of a flash in the pan. Let's see whether I stand to be corrected. But the defense down against special skills, my point is that's not quite as evergreen as the regular defense down or elemental defense down. So yeah, but then we have a lot of that in ice already. So yeah, out of the 2 heroes, out of Ascian and Pepperbleu, I would definitely recommend this dude. Let's have a look at the odds. So the legendary featured hero in here is only 0.8%. So again, my advice is probably going to be to wait for a covenant summon, where this dude gets featured in a covenant summon again. But if you're impatient, you know what? I wish you guys all of the best of luck with pulling a copy of him because he is going to be a really, really good hero. just before we leave, and Myrtle's just given me a reminder, let's have a quick look at her. So in terms of the family bonus passives and the passives as well, we won't go over those again, but you know how I feel about them. They are super duper strong. She benefits from the attack up ether talent, so really good if she's going to be doing some damage. So let's have a look at what she does. I'm not too bothered about stats. I know they're going to be good. A rare cultivar running at fast speed deals 280% damage to the target minus to the nearby. Okay, that's not great. Then the target and the nearby get negative 40% defense against special skills. Again, it's against special skills. The effect lasts until the enemy takes damage from a special skill once. So kind of a carbon copy, but just for her and the nearby, or for the target and nearby. After the enhanced defense element ends or is removed or replaced, the enemy receives 630 poison damage over 3 turns, and the effect spreads to the nearby enemies. Okay. This is interesting because the kind of thing is, this one thing that is kind of cool about this hero is that the poison damage should be to the target and nearby anyway. Or no, it's not going to be, because she damages the target with the 280 and then minor to the nearby. Okay, I thought that was going to be good because I thought it would spread quicker. As it is, though, it's a problem because it's not really going to spread that fast. So it's only going to spread probably to the nearby, maybe to the full team. But then you're only going to be getting like 200 poison damage out of her. I don't think she's a bad hero. I think she'll be probably good to pair up alongside somebody like Caedmon in the nature element, especially the costume 2 for Caedmon, because he can capitalize on that extra damage against special skills. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think she's going to be a game-changing hero. So, like, we'll give her a solid B+. So there, that's pretty much everything I've got to say on our brand new heroes. If you do manage to pull this dude, huge congratulations. He's absolutely winning today. And then also, you know, with the Moth, I think she's going to be quite fun to play with the Fiends and things like that. 4-star from the new portal. I like that they're introducing more 4-stars and 3-stars, and they've said that they're going to do that as well. But I just wish that they would be, you know, just think a little bit harder about the special skill. Don't make it a carbon copy of the other hero that you release. All right. Bye for now, guys.